This conference will now be recorded.
So the codes what we are going to learn here is full stack Java. The codes what we are going to learn is full stack Java. In this, we are going to see the contents like initially we go with core Java, which even we call Java SC standard edition. And the main use is used to develop standalone or desktop applications. Desktop applications, like the examples of desktop applications like calculator, then this one like notepad, paint, MS Office, all these things comes under desktop applications. The next one we go with the web technologies or UI design. Web technologies are UI design. Right. So in this web technologies, we'll be covering the topics like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, XML, JSON. Okay. Right. The next part we'll go with advanced Java. Advanced Java. Even we call it as Java EE, where we go with enterprise edition. We call it as enterprise edition, and the main use is used to develop web applications. It's for web applications. So the examples of web applications like Facebook, Gmail, Amazon, Flipkart, all these are web applications. Then here we are going to see two topics, servlets and JSP. So in the yesterday we have done with the demo part where I have elaborated all the things. I'll be sharing that also to you. So just I'm recapping all the things once again what we have done yesterday. The next and very important one, frameworks. So we are going to see some of the important frameworks like Hibernate framework. Then we go with web services. This is not a framework. Then we go with the Spring framework. In Spring framework, I'm going to use web services. That's the reason we discussed before. Then under Spring, again, we are going to see some of the modules like Spring Core or Bean module, Spring DAO module, where we go with the three submodules like Spring JDBC, Spring ORM, where we integrate with Hibernate, Spring Data, like this. Then we go with one more, Spring MVC module, which is mainly used to develop web applications. Spring Boot module, and we go with Spring REST module. So these are the modules we'll be covering in Spring. Then even we discuss one more, microservices. Then finally, during our course, we even discuss some of the real-time tools like Maven, JUnit, GitHub, like that. Okay, I'll be discussing those. And finally, we go with a project. The duration of our course, goes with approximately 60 hours, maximum 60 hours. We'll be completing before only, but maximum, worst case, I'm saying 60 hours. The time of our class is Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. IST. Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. IST, and the class will go for maximum 1 hour. The class will go for what? Maximum 1 hour. Okay. Then for the people for US or Canada, for the candidates who are in US or Canada, it will be Sunday to Thursday. Remember, take care of this. Sunday to Thursday. So for you people who are in US or Canada, it will be Sunday to Thursday. So I think for you today is Thursday evening. So for you next class will be Sunday. Next class will be for you Sunday. Right? Yeah. So the class is getting recorded, and that recording will be shared to you every day. It's a process. Okay. So to everyone, I've sent one chat message where you can find my email ID. I've sent one chat message using GoToMeeting where you can find my email ID. To that email ID, please send a test mail to me. Using your Gmail ID only, please send a test mail. The people who have already done, you need not send it once again. Okay. So the people who have joined it today, and even Akash, you did not send it to me yesterday. So the people who have joined today and Akash, please send a test mail so that I can send these documents and recordings to you. Okay. All right. So anyone having any questions up to here? Any queries?
So Monday class, we get a new link, or this link can work for us for next week?
I've mentioned the dates. What are the link I'm sending? I've mentioned the dates. So for the dates, you can use that link. So the link what you are having now, it will be up to 13th May. It is up to from 05th May to 13th May, right? 13th May at 8 a.m. AST. So the link will work up to here. And after that, I'll be sharing a new link to you. I'll be sending a new link. Whenever I send new link, I'll be mentioning the dates for which dates the link is going to work. Got
Okay,
it?
thank you.
I'll take
Thank
care of
you.
things. I'll take care.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Right. Now, so today let us start off with the concept of Java. So before we go to this Java, let me consider that the people who have joined here not having any programming background. So let me go in that way so that the people who are not having any programming background can able to understand this Java very easily. So before we enter into Java, let us discuss some of the programming concepts, some programming fundamentals. The first word here, what is a program? So how will you define a program? What is a program? How to define a program? A program is a set of statements. A program is a set of statements used to perform a specific task. Used to perform what? A specific task. What is the meaning of task here? Like finding area of rectangle, finding total marks of a student, calculating net salary of an employee, adding a book to the library, booking a movie ticket, booking a flight ticket, like this. These are the tasks here. So to perform the task, we have to write some set of statements. That set of statements only we call it as program. Here we are having some more definitions like keyword. When you are writing the program, we make use of some words called as keywords. The meaning of keyword is like a keyword is a reserved word or predefined word whose meaning is known to the language. Known to the language means programming language directly. So the language, your program language can understand these words automatically. Those words only we call keywords. So some of the common keywords present in most of the programming languages like if, else, while, do, for, class, public, static, void, then some of the keywords which most of the programming languages understands. Okay, provide, like this. Now the next one, variable. Variable. The meaning of variable is like whenever you want to store some data, whenever we want to store some data, we require some memory space. Whenever we want to store some data, we require some memory space. The name what we give to the memory space, that only we call variable. Like example, if I want to store some data like age, we require some memory space. If I want to store some data like name, we require some memory space. So the name what you are giving to the memory space, these names only we call it as what? Variables. These only we call it as variable. So how to define a variable is like a variable is an identifier which allocates some memory space. Which allocates some memory space. Like examples of variables like age, name, salary, employee, net salary. Then this one like item price, like this. These are the names. So by using the names only, we can able to identify the memory. Then next one, data type. Next one, data type. So the meaning of data type is like, the meaning of data type is once you allocate memory space for variable like age, then in age what type of data we store? Something like a numeric value like 20. A numeric value without any decimal point. A numeric value without any decimal point, we call it as integer data type. We call it as what? Integer. Then if you take name, we store a value something like a collection of characters, like example RAJ. So when you go with some alphabets, collection of characters, then we call it as string. We call it as what? A string. Then if you take something like height, in height we store a value something like 5.9, 5.9. So when you are having a numeric value with a decimal point, we call it as float. We call it as what? Here float. So the type of data what variable holds, that only we call data type. How to define is type of data the variable holds is called as data type. Is called as what? Data type. So some of the examples like integer, float, string, like this, char, like this. These are some of the examples. When I say char, only single character we can store. Then next one. So for these examples, for integer examples, any numeric value without any decimal point, even 0 also. Float examples, a value with decimal point. String, a value enclosed in double quotes. Any value enclosed in double quotes. Then character, any single value enclosed in single quotes. A value enclosed in single quotes. Like this. Okay. So I'll be discussing all these things once again. To enter into Java or any programming language, we should have some basic terminologies, that only I'm discussing. And when I come to Java, again when we start with the topic Java basics, so I'll be reading all these terminologies once again in a proper way, full length way. The next one is comments. Whenever we use the term comment, these comments are mainly used for documenting the program. Comments are used to document a program. And ignored by the programming language. So programming language will not see what you are writing inside the comments, right? And we are in two types of comments. We are in two types of comments. They are single line comment and multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. So when you go for single line, we use symbol slash slash. For multi-line, we use slash star and end with again star slash. Like example, you can say slash slash to find area of a rectangle. So just you are elaborating more about your program. One more example. Slash star to find gross salary and net salary of an employee. This is multi-line comment. When you go for multiple lines, we use slash star and end with again star slash. Clear up to here? Any questions? Right? Now, let us go with the next one. Next and very, very important one. Function or a method. We can even call function or method. Both the meanings are same. So in Java, we use the term method only. A method is a subprogram. A method is a subprogram which is a set of statements. Which is what? Set of statements used to do a specific task. Used to do a specific task. This is important to understand. Like example, we want to find the area of a rectangle. We want to find what? Area of a rectangle. To find area of a rectangle, we are going with a method name area rect. Any name, we can use method name. And how to know the method name? How to know it's a method? We end with the parenthesis. So when you end with parenthesis, we call it as a method or function. So we go with some name XYZ and we end with the parenthesis like this. Then we go with open and close curly braces. So this is the way how method looks. This is the name of the method, parenthesis, and open and close curly brace means where the method begins and where the method ends. There. Now, to find area of a rectangle, what data do we require?
Length and breadth.
So what data do you require? Length and breadth. To find area of rectangle, what do you require? Length and breadth here. Right. So that input what do you require to perform the task? The input what you require to perform the task, that we have to pass like this in between the parentheses int length, int breadth. This length and breadth we call them as arguments or arguments here, or even we call parameters. So the input what you require to perform the task, that we have to pass in between these parentheses separated by comma, and we have to mention the name of data type of the variable also. This length and breadth we call variables or arguments or parameters. Then now to find area, what is the formula? Area equal to length into breadth. Area equal to what here? Length into breadth. Then the formula to find area is what? Length into breadth. Now, since I'm going to use this variable area, we have to allocate memory space for area. How to allocate memory space for variables is we have to mention the data type of variable and say variable name. This we call declaration. So whenever we are using any variable, we have to declare that variable. We have to declare the variable. How to declare? Data type and variable name. Now, understand carefully. This we call defining the method. Defining the method. Now we have to call the method. We have to call the method. Calling the method. So how to call the method? What is the name of the method here? Area rect. And here I'm passing 10, 5. So when you end with semicolon, it's like a statement. That means you are calling. Now when you call area rect 10, 5, this 10 will go and store into length. 5 will go and store into breadth. Then what will be the value of area will be now in this example?
50.
50, right? So the value of area is 50. That 50, I want to give it back to this method. I want to give it outside. So how to give it outside is by using a keyword return. What keyword we have to use here? Return. Return. And what is the value you want written? Area. So what is going to happen now? When you say return area, so this area value 50 will come and store into this method. Now, let me take some variable here. Area again. So now if you print this area, so what is the value of area it's going to print here for us? 50. So whenever you call a method, and after performing the task, if I want to give the result of your method, if I want to give the result outside of your method, we use what keyword? Return. So when you say return, the value what it holds in area, that will be returned back to this method where I'm assigning to some other variable area and printing it. So what value it's printing here? 50. This return keyword is important. Whatever the value you are returning area, this area is what data type? What is the data type of area?
Integer.
Integer, right? The data type of this area is integer. So before the method name, we have to mention the data type. Before the method name, we have to mention the data type. So this we call, whatever the data type you are mentioning, this we call it as a return type. This we call it as what? Return type. So what is the return type of area rect method here? What is the return type of area rect method? What you should say? Integer. What we have to say? Integer. Now,
So the numeric value, if the numeric value has a decimal, then you have to mention float here in front
right,
of length and breadth.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
float. We have to go with float.
Okay.
We have to use, if I say 10.5 like that, then we have to use float. Yeah.
Okay.
Pranish is asking, like if int is some x y z, then we are here. This instead of area, you mean to say x y z here, right, Pranish? Right? Then wherever we are using area, you replace with x y z. Then here we have to written x y z. The variable names are your wish. The variable names are your wish, but should be meaningful. So when I write here x y z, no meaning. We don't know what is the meaning of x y z. That's the reason when you are giving the variable name, should have the meaning. That's a good programming practice. The variable name should give the meaning of the variable. Clear, Pranish? Right?
And also you have mentioned defining the method. Can I call it as the comment here?
Yes, this is comment. This is comment.
Okay.
This is comment. So by seeing this comment, you are able to understand what is it. That's the reason we write comments here. So it will be easy for you to understand.
Okay.
Right? That's the reason
And
we use
calling the
comments.
method is the result.
Yeah. Yes, Dipti.
Calling the method is a result. What does this calling mean?
Calling the method is I'm calling this method here. Calling the method here means we want to invoke the method so that we get the result here. To get the result, we call the method.
Okay.
Right. If you are having idea of Excel, right? People, you are having idea of Excel.
Yes, yes.
Right. In that Excel, we use this sum function. we call average function, right? This only we
Yeah.
call calling. We are using the function. Calling the function is only calling. Then we
Okay.
get the result back. Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Now, if you
So
take
it
the
is
same
like,
method, yeah,
Rajshekar? So it
yes,
is like
Pranik,
in define the method, we are just giving a kind of formula to the program, and in calling, we're giving the values to it.
right. This is like formula. This is like using the formula. Right. Now, if you take the same method, and instead of returning, I don't want to give this area value outside. I want to print here only. I want to print this area value here only. You are not giving the value of area outside. Then if you are not returning any value outside of your method, then we have to use a keyword before the method void here.